I think that this sentence perfectly sums up Bruno Fernandes and his lack of self-awareness.
Yo, he really does.
Brother,
Like the
I
message.
think it
Go on,
does, you know. You know why?
go on,
Because
go on,
he's the
go on.
same Brer that said, yeah, if I didn't score the penalty against Tottenham, you'd have lost 6-0, bro.
6-0, yeah. You what? That is crazy. But it's the right message, just the wrong messenger. That's the
Exactly.
biggest problem with this. And it does show his lack of self-awareness, but that shows how he plays on the pitch. It also shows the irrational confidence that he has. Like, be aware. It's like you're smoking too much weed, and then Snoop
Mm,
Dogg tells you to stop smoking weed.
that's
It's
it.
like right message.
That's what I'm saying. He goes, you know
Complete
what, man,
wrong
this
messaging
weed
of
ain't good for you, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got your whole
it.
life ahead of you and that. It's like, bro, you're 80 and you're still smoking, blood.
Smoking, it's like, yo, you're Snoop. You are the poster child, the poster boy for weed smoking. It's like, even though he's right, that's just legit what it is. Like, this just sums up Bruno in a nutshell. I actually agree. Garnacho needs to add to his game, of course. What 18-year-old doesn't? However, you're not the guy to say that. And if you really care about him, tell him that privately.
Yeah.
Why would you tell him publicly? Like, if you're truly a teammate and you want him to do better, why say that about him publicly? Not that Garnacho will get affected by it, but yo, come to me privately and tell me if you want
Yeah.
me to improve. You don't have to say it publicly.
No, but you know what it is? You know what Bruno does that for? Bruno
Go on.
does that, yeah, because he's very insecure in it. Like, even what he said about the penalty is insecurity. Why are you gonna say that? You've lost 6-1, yeah, and you're saying, but if I didn't score, people only say I only score penalties. Bro, don't listen to the people.
Facts.
Do you know what I mean? Bro, do you know the amount of man that talk rubbish on my name on a daily basis, bro? Like, imagine if I was addressing it every day, blood. I wouldn't get through a show.
Yeah, you want to get through a show because people all the time
Because
talking
people always talking rubbish, you
Yeah.
know, like that, bro. When you feel the need to come out and defend yourself all the time, yeah, it tells you, yeah, that you're not secure with who you are. Do you know what I'm saying? And Bruno's not secure with who he is as a person because he knows he's stealing a living at Manchester United. He knows that deep down in his soul. He knows that he's not supposed to be the captain. So he tries to do captain things by giving Rashford the ball. Because then it's like, oh, look, I'm such a good leader. Look at me. And then I'm going to say, oh, Garnacho, I expect more of you because I'm such a good leader. I'm like a big brother. Tough love, bro. When's the last time you played well? When's the last time you've played well for Manchester United? Like, how many years ago was it? Because that's the territory that we're in right now. If we're saying to Garnacho that, yeah, you need to do more than a goal. So hold on, take away your stats. When's the last time you've played well?
And again, that ties into what we're saying about lack of self-awareness, irrational confidence, and just accountability. But this all shows on the pitch. This is just further evidence and proof of what we already think of him. That's why I don't be like, yeah, has he not got no mirrors in his house? Like, it's crazy of you saying that. Now, the thing is, I think he speaks with thinking. I think he's like, I'm going to say this. I think he's just, again, a rational confidence, like bringing up stats saying, oh, we would have lost 6-0. You know what I'm saying? If I didn't score that, but we just lost 6-1. How come the conversation is not about that? If you're the captain or you're a senior player or any player and you lose 6-1 at home, surely that should be the topic of conversation. Forget who scored the goal.
Sure.
What have we got to do to rectify this? Who made mistakes? What did I do wrong? Because clearly you did something.
What did Ten Hag say, yeah? When he said penalties are 50-50, what did Ten Hag actually say, though?
Yeah, I would love to know that. I'd love to know what he said.
But that's what I'm saying.
Someone put the quotes in the comments, please. I bet.
Nah, because I need to know. Because, bro, they're not 50-50.
No.
Do you know what I'm saying? They're not 50-50. And this is my problem with Bruno Fernandes. I don't understand why it's taken Manchester United fans so long to see through this guy. You know what I'm saying? And I think my biggest, I don't even think it's a flaw, yeah, but my biggest flaw, yeah, as a human being is I judge everyone by the exact same standard, yeah. I don't care, bruv. Because for me, either you're a Man United player or you're not, innit? There's no room for sentiment. There's no room for it. In my head, a Man United player, yeah, has to be a certain level. They have to be. Like, there's no like, oh, you know what? No. You have to be a certain level. Either you're a Man United player or you're not a Man United player.
Do you have a difference, though, in regards to first 11 players and squad players? Or is it just the standard? Or do your squad players have the same
because, bro, because remember back in the day, we had Berber coming off the bench. And
that's
you know what I'm saying? So,
yeah, that's true.
Come on, like, why are we doing this? Like, do you know what I mean?
I'm asking just for clarity. That's
like, Man United players, yeah, have to have something about them, yeah? They have to have something about them. And Man United substitutes have to be able to pretty much go and play in most teams in the league, bro. We saw it. Like, Phil Neville was Man United utility man, bro, and he went and he captained Everton, bro.
Yeah, that's fair.
Captain. Darren Fletcher went and captained like West Brom and all these other guys. Bro, some of these men in this Man United squad, yeah, if they go to another team in the league, they're not playing, bruv.
That's
Do you
fair.
know what I mean?
That's
Like, we have to
that's
be
a fair
real. They're
statement.
not even playing. Like, do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? They're not playing. They're going to sit on the bench somewhere else and getting less minutes than they're getting for us. A lot of these guys,
Yeah.
they're not
Nah,
Man
but I get it.
United players, bro. Like, this is what it is, bro. You would think, yeah, Bruno's Man United captain. If you're Man United captain, tell me what team, yeah, in England that Roy Keane wasn't walking into the starting lineup.
That's a fact. He was the guy. Yeah. But that goes to show how far the standards have dropped and why we are where we are. Because people use the Bruno Fernandes, they use him as an example and say, oh, where would we be without him? He's one of our better players. And then I turn around and say, that there lies in the problem. That he is one of our better, the fact that he is one of our best attacking players and he's the guy we are relying on is why we've been terrible for so long. It's not solely on him, but you take a lot of the criticism because you are the main source of creativity. The fact that we failed to score goals this season and create chances last season as well falls on him because you are supposed to be our main creator. That's why when people say, oh, there's a problem with the forward line this season, the forward line has been a problem since Ten Hag got here.
Exactly. Last season we hardly scored goals. It's just that Rashford scored way more goals than he usually scores.
He had the season of his life, and now you take Rashford's goals and assists away, which we've seen right now, and you see where we're at. We're just above, obviously, the 3 goals against Everton. We're just above a goal a game.
There you go.
We're probably we're on course to score less goals this season than we did last season in the Premier League because we got 58. But I think we're reaching 58 this season, probably not.
But there you go.
This tells you what you need to know.
But there you go, bro. And that's what I mean. And this is why I said, yeah, last season, yeah, didn't show you where we really were because we overachieved in a sense where we got top 4 and we got Europe and the trophy. Do you know what I mean? So because we got those things, we didn't actually look into the season in real depth. But when you actually look into the season real depth, dead goal difference. Do you know what I'm saying? The goal difference was crazy. Like I swear our goal difference was like near enough minus towards the end of the season.
Let me have a look. I'm literally going to check it. I literally checked this earlier because we got 75 points.
Goal difference was crazy. Do you know what I'm saying? Goals scored weren't good. Do you know what I'm saying? I think Liverpool nearly scored 20 more goals than us last season.
Yeah, we got 58. Our goal difference was plus 15.
Plus 15.
Bear in mind, Newcastle behind us was 35. Liverpool in 5th was 28. Even Brighton in 6th was 19.
Bro, that's what I'm saying. 19, bro. Bruv, like, bro, 19. We was in minus for time, bro. Man were laughing at us with the minus goal difference thing. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, we were a laughing stock for large parts of the season.
I think it shows as well in regards to us last season. I knew what it was because our better players were performing to an exceptional level. So therefore, that can help carry the rest. And that's why we were so defensively solid. Take away the couple batterings from a defensive standpoint, resilient, bouncing back. Because Martinez was incredible. Varane was on top form. And so was Casemiro. In particular, Varane and Casemiro, at their best, they are 2 of the best players in the league. So you are going to see the difference. And then you couple that in with Martinez. You couple that in with Eriksen. You couple that in with Rashford having the form of his life. You have the season you have. Because then everyone else can just be a functioning unit. You have the manager also as well doing much better than what he's doing now, which I don't know why he switched away from what he did last season, but that's a whole different conversation. So that's how I'm looking at it in regards to it. But when you take away Martinez, Varane, Rashford, Eriksen, Casemiro, you see what we're left with. None of those players are performing to the level they performed last season. And there's no one else to bring the level up.
Look who else arguably the system was meant to do that. The manager signings was meant to do that. That was meant to kick us on.
True. And that's where he messed up. 1, going away from the system that worked for him last season. 2, the signings.
Exactly.
I actually don't mind. Minus the Mount signing. I actually don't mind his signings too bad. It's just he's not utilizing, to me. My biggest criticism of him is not utilizing what he has to its best of his ability. I'm not saying go and win a Premier League and Champions.
Yeah, but utilizing what you have to the best of your ability is literally management.
Yeah, facts. It's in the title.
1 second, I need to restart my camera.
Yeah, no stress, fam. It's all good, man. You can still hear me, right? Yeah.
I can
Cool.
still hear you, though.
Yeah. Calm, no worries. Yeah,
It froze in the Ghana one as well. I don't know why it's freezing, man.
Nah, it's all good. I thought it was my end because my what's it called was messing up the past couple of days. My Wi-Fi, but we're here. There you go. You back?
But yeah. Doing the best that you can with what you have is literally how you manage. That's literally how you manage.
That's the thing is, and I watched him do this last season.
Yeah.
So that's what makes it even more confusing when I look at this season, when I go, there's no new problems.
Yeah.
Manchester United have 0 new problems that Ten Hag didn't have to face last season, apart from being under more pressure. Because now you've set a certain standard and a bar because you won a trophy, second best home record, third, reaching the FA Cup final. Okay, now you've been added more talent and more of your players. Go replicate that. And we're just falling way short. Yes, we are the informed team, but man, take results out of it. We all know the performances are not sustainable. That's my biggest issue with him, is us just not being an organized, functional unit. Because the Premier League, in terms of quality, is awful. Let's get that straight.
But that's what I mean. Like, there's certain games that, bro, like, we should just be winning anyway. You know, like that. That's why when people are like, oh, Rants, what manager do we get in? Bro, these players could win games against 3/4 of this league without a manager.
Agreed. Like, they could, because it's not good. And we watched it.
Bro, the man don't need a manager, bruv. Like, what man need a manager? Bruv, come on, man. Like, what's the manager doing anyway? If anything, he's just making things more complicated than they need to be. Like Lindelof at left back and stuff like that. Like, man are making things way more complicated than they need to be, bro. Do you know what I mean? So when man are saying, who would you bring in? Who does it? It doesn't matter. Players win games, blood. Players win games when you put them in the right positions and play them the right way. That's just how it is, bro. That's your job as a manager. Get the best out of what you have. He hasn't done that at any point, really. Last season, we got away with it. This season, we haven't gotten away with it.
Last season, I think he did, because he had certain fans. Like, remember when we was in, I think it was late February, early January, around the Palace Arsenal game, where we wasn't too far off the top. Some fans were talking about a title charge. And I said, this team is not good enough. So the manager had a portion of the fan base believing that, and we was in good form, we was getting results, and we was off the top of the league. Of course, we ended up drawing against Palace, we ended up losing to Arsenal, and then that was that. But people were believing, because he had improved players who I thought were dead and gone. Like Aaron Wan-Bissaka, for example. The man had man inverting. I was like, what? Never seen that again.
But again, remember, Ty had a big argument with me saying, "Oh yeah, Wan-Bissaka's improved." I was like, he hasn't improved, blood. He's just doing a different role that suits his skill set more. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, if you get Aaron Wan-Bissaka not overlapping and crossing because he can't cross, you're gonna get more out of him. Like, that doesn't mean that he's better. It just means that he's playing.
But that's the manager managing him better. And
I don't think so. I don't think the manager's managing better. I just think that it just so happens that the system that the manager wanted to play suited his skill set more than the system that he was in before. That's all it is. That's not improving a player. Do you know what I mean? He hasn't improved. He's still the same limited player. It's just that his deficiencies aren't showing as much. But that doesn't mean, that he's the answer still. He still should have been sold.
He's definitely not the answer. But the point I'm making is that ties into what we were just talking about managing and getting the most out of what you have.
But if it's one player, it's a coincidence, Flawless.
No, it is, but he did that with pretty much everybody last season. Last season, I'm talking about, not this
but
season.
I wouldn't say everyone improved, though. I don't think so.
I think we got better. Minus the attackers, definitely from a defensive standpoint, and the midfielders, definitely, I would say. Yes.
I don't think we improved. I think we did what we were supposed to do with the players that we had.
Nah, because I was never saying the reason why I can't say that is because I never expected us to finish third last season. I did not say
but bro, remember at the start of the season, we never had all the players in. Once we got all the players in, when you got Casemiro and Varane and Lissandro and that, bro, like, you're supposed to finish in the top 4. You're supposed to, bro.
Casemiro, I hear 100%.
Bro, the only reason why we never gave the manager that pressure is because it was his first season.
Yeah, but that ties into it as well. With Martinez, he was an unknown quantity to me. So I didn't know about Martinez and Malacia, etc. Ericsson, I was over the moon about. But even when I looked at everybody else, I was like, I will take top 6 now. So that's why I won't say that in regards to, I liked what he did. He made us defensively, not just him, but he made us defensively resilient. The team did the business last season. We were supposed to kick on. That's why I'm still annoyed now about the way we look. Because we were supposed to kick on from here. And if we were a competent unit, we'd probably be top of the league. And that's not me saying people...
No, you're spot on. You're spot on. Like, even this comment, the system last season has no future, though it needed changing. This is where I call bullshit, yeah? Because the managers openly come out saying, I wasn't brought in to play the Ajax way. That's what he said. So, he said that he's just here to win games. That's basically what he said. So,
outrageous.
So if you're just here to win games, yeah, then play the formation that you know everyone's comfortable in. Why are you changing it? You should have changed it last season.
But
You should have done what Ange did.
Go
Come into the club, change the system, decide which players you want to play. Like, for instance, he was like, listen, yeah, Eric Dyer can't play the high line. So listen, unless everyone else is injured, he's not playing. He made that decision.
That's fair.
He brought in players, and all the players that he brought in, yeah, came into the team and they've contributed in a positive way. Ten Hag didn't do that. Last season, he pretty much tried what he's doing this season for 2 games. It didn't work. He threw that out.
And
Do you know what I mean?
And it worked.
Went to something that worked. Finished third. Finished third, won a trophy, and then decided to go back to it again, yeah, and it's not working.
But didn't change it back after the 2 games. This is the point I'm making. So to Barlow, who says the system last season has no future.
And he's bought more players.
Why? Yeah, why does it have no future? That's my point. Why does the system have no future? I don't think there's a system in football that has no future. It's either successful or it's not. Word to Michael Owen. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, listen, 4-2-3-1, yeah, is not an outdated system, bro. Do you know what I'm saying? Because your style of play and the system is not the same thing. You could play an attacking 3 at the back. 3 at the back is not free at the back is not inherently a defensive formation.
Facts. Same way, for example, a 4-4-2 is not. People associate that with being offensive, but it's not. Because when Tony Pulis was playing 4-4-2 at Stoke, we didn't call him attacking. And he was playing 2 out-and-out wingers and 2 strikers. There was no 10 dropping in. It was 2 number 9s and it was 2 strikers. I mean, 2 wingers, sorry.
But that's what I'm saying.
Never said, yo, Tony Pulis, hey, great football, offensive football.
But that's what I'm saying. You say, 4-4-2 is attacking. Since when, bro? 4-4-2, yeah, is literally one of the best. It's one of the best defensive formations because you got 2 banks of 4. You know, like that. And you can have one of the strikers drop in to make it a 4-5-1 off the ball. So 4-4-2 is not inherently attacking, bro. There's no formation that's inherently attacking and inherently defensive. It depends on, the style of play that accompanies that. Do you know what I'm saying? You can play attacking 4-4-2s. You can play attacking 3-5-2s. You can play attacking 3-4-3s. Or you can play defensive ones.
Yeah, any system can be offensive or defensive depending on personnel. Like a 4-4-2, if you have 2 defensive central midfielders and 2 wingers who don't really go forward, that's it. You have 4 defensive players. You got 8 defensive players on the pitch, technically, because it's your back 4 and your midfield 4 from a technical standpoint. And like you mentioned, you can have a striker drop in as well, which then makes it a 5 in midfield. So the thing is, when people talk about styles and formations, last season it worked. Why could it not work again? But it doesn't have to remain the same. You then develop on that and then become slightly more offensive with it and get better personnel in there. Because it was times last season, very few times, where we actually played good football.